Good afternoon and welcome to the fourth nOxyCup. We are live here in Budapest, Hungary. The swimming pool complex is called the Duna Arena. My name is Eszter Kaluckai. I'm a Hungarian freediver based in Ireland, and it's my absolute pleasure and a joy and an honor to guide you along these 2 days. Well, one afternoon and one morning of today we're going to see the dynamic no fins discipline for the fourth nOxyCup. Before we start, so the first start is going to be in approximately 8 minutes. Before we start, I wanted to give you a little bit of a history of the nOxyCup. So Oxygen Apnea is the club organizing this event. This is the Hungarian Open Championships. So we have lots and lots of Hungarian competitors, lots of competitors from nearby as well. And we also have a lot of competitors from further afield. So we have a total of 25 competitors from 25 countries, a total of 80 competitors. So the nOxyCup competition started in 2019. It was first a small in-house competition. And then later on in 2022, it grew into 2021, it grew into the nOxyCup. I myself competed here in 2022 and started doing commentary. And then last year I was with you here as well, and this year I'm back. It's fantastic to be here, and I'm incredibly excited to see some great performances. So what I really love about this competition is we have complete beginners. So we have people who've only started freediving a couple of months ago, kind of getting their feet wet, so to speak, at their very first competition, and we have world record holders and some really big names from Poland and Croatia, such as Magdalena Solic-Talanda, Julia Kozerska from Poland, both of them, and Goran Čolak from Croatia. We also have some great British freedivers, such as Alice Hickson, and of course the top Hungarian freedivers that if you watched any of the World Championships, Pool World Championships this year, you would have seen them there. So the first two starters are going to be in about 6 minutes. So Andrei Costa from Portugal and Laura Meyer from Hungary. Laura has only started freediving recently, and she's very happy to be a part of the nOxy team. So we have a great facility here. So this is the Duna Arena. This is a great competitive pool. We had, I think a few years ago, we had the Swimming World Championships, the FINA World Championships held here, and we have some spectators as well, and we've a great group of volunteers and an international gang of judges as well to judge the competition. So this competition is, we have both AIDA and Seamass competitions, kind of like a two-in-one, you know, two for the price of one kind of thing. And you have, at the start, we have people starting in the AIDA system, and then later on we're going to have a small break, and we're going to have some competitors starting in the Seamass system as well. So this morning we've already had static apnea, which we had some great results and not such great results, I guess. We had... So far, among the men, we had Goran Čolak winning the static with 8 minutes and 3 seconds. And closely behind him with 7 minutes and 4 seconds was Matej Meiling. And Boris Milosic with 6:59. That was a white card. So I'm just going to search for the women, if I can, to give you the results of women's static. I'll give you those results later, but basically we had some no starts, and but mostly we had the white cards all around. So we have competitors. As I mentioned, we have lots of Hungarian competitors. We had lots of Austrian competitors. We have some Czech and Polish, but we also have people from Ireland. Whoop, whoop, my team, and well, the Hungarians are my team as well, but you get me. We also have Thomas Pong from Hong Kong, and we have Colombian competitors. One of them, I know for a fact, lives in Hungary, so that's easy that way, but we also have competitors from Turkey, Romania, France, Italy, Jordan, Switzerland, Portugal, like I mentioned, we have a Brazilian competitor as well, and Slovakia and Serbia, of course, neighboring countries, and Germany. So I'm really, really excited to see what performances we're going to see today. As you can see, we have a full-size competitive swimming pool. It's a 50-meter pool, so we're going to do the no fins in 50 meters as well. I know that different competitors have different preferences. In the no fins discipline, you're using, for those of you who are new to freediving, in the no fins discipline, you are using a modified breaststroke movement to swim as far underwater on one breath as possible. So the pool disciplines are all about distance, or for static, it would be all about time. But essentially, some competitors prefer the 25-meter pool because you get a lot of opportunities to just push off the wall and glide nicely without having to expend any energy on doing your arm strokes and that modified breaststroke. But I know of some athletes who are competing here today who actually prefer the 50-meter pool, simply because you can just push yourself off and focus on your strokes, focus on getting into your rhythm, and you don't have to worry about turns, and you can just swim, swim, swim until you get to the far wall, which is 50 meters away. So different preferences and different techniques. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of different styles of swimming as well. And this is what I always think about freediving, that what works for one person might not necessarily work for somebody else. So welcome, everyone. Please say hello in the YouTube chat. I am watching the YouTube chat, so feel free to shout out where you're from. Tell us who you're rooting for. Who is your favorite athlete here today? Who are you most excited to see? And let's root for them together. And I personally wish everybody some beautiful white cards and successful performances. I know this is not always the way it goes, but we can wish for it nevertheless. So on the screen now, you can see Laura. As I mentioned, this is her very first competition. She is a Hungarian freediver who started literally a couple of months ago, as in this summer. She has a corporate job, but she volunteers at women's charities. There's a few women's charities here in Hungary that help victims of domestic violence and other kind of reproductive rights and similar sort of women's rights, which I think is fantastic, a great way to spend your time, Laura. Her favorite discipline is bifins, so I hope we get to see her in bifins tomorrow. And I'm really curious to see how she gets on here today. It's definitely a bit of a daunting task to be the very first competitor at your very first competition after only just starting a sport. But this is the beauty of the nOxyCup. And they're off.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I believe Andre, I think he messaged me to say that he's a bit unwell, so he's not starting today. So we're only seeing Laura doing some nice even kicks. She's putting in a good bit of glide. I know that when I was freediving for a few months, I was definitely, well, first of all, I wasn't doing any no fins, but definitely didn't have such nice glide and such nice technique as Laura. In nOxyCup, there's not nOxyCup, but the club Noxygen Apnea, there's definitely a really supportive environment with lots of experience and expertise of people who are able to help you with your technique, who are able to help you with your mental preparation and your training. So she is in good hands, and she's doing great. She's just kind of past the 25 meters, coming up to the 50-meter far wall. So on the screen, you might see a distance counter. That is an approximate distance. You can see her kicking off from the 50-meter wall now. So that's her definitely. 50 meters, no fins for a complete beginner, especially in a 50-meter pool, I think is pretty good. So she's doing super great. Very happy for Laura, but I just wish that she can dive her plan and exit with a clean surface protocol. So it looks like she's just exited now. And that looked to me from this angle as a pretty good surface protocol. And she's smiling as well. I'm loving the glittery blue neck weight, true mermaid style. So that was somewhere between 50 and 75 meters, maybe 60-ish. Let's estimate 60-ish meters, which I think again is really good, especially as she didn't have the wall push-offs of a 25-meter pool to help her along. So she really only did one turn. White card. The judge Zoran couldn't find his cards, but nevertheless, what's most important is that that was a white card. Very, very happy for Laura. So the next starts are at 1:34 Hungary time. Hey, Andre, yes, please get well soon, and please compete. So glad to see you're watching, but make sure you get plenty of rest and be back to full power tomorrow. So in about 1 minute, we have Nikola Ilic from Serbia and Archana. I'm sorry, I'm going to make an attempt at your surname, Archana Sankaranarayanam from India. She lives in Chennai, and she trains in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands just off the coast of India. But also she trains in Bali and in Panglao in the Philippines. I think it's amazing to have an Indian competitor. You know, you've come a long way, but I also know she told me that she's in Europe to meet her sister in Belgium. So I guess compared to the India to Hungary distance, the Belgium to Hungary distance is a pretty short distance. Nikola is from Serbia. He is a professor of law and economics at University of Belgrade. He only started freediving in September, so he's pretty new as well. And it is his first competition as well. And yet again, I really hope that he gets the results that he hopes for. But, you know, it's your first competition. It's always going to be a learning curve and a learning experience. So they're off on the split screen. You can see the drone view of the competitors in the beautiful clear water of the Duna Arena here in Budapest, Hungary. So they are both coming up to the 25-meter mark, probably just about passing it now. You can see that Nikola is not wearing a wetsuit, which is a strategy, and he's also using the several leg kicks, 1, 2, 3, 4 leg kicks and 1 arm stroke technique. I like that technique personally, and a lot of competitors would do just the 1 arm stroke and the 1 leg stroke. Oh, almost bumped into the wall, but still managed to salvage the turn. Good job, Nikola. Come on. I do feel he could maybe put some more glide into it. Come on, grab onto that line. Just after the 50-meter turn. Signal. That looked like a very clean surface protocol. Great job to Nikola. First competition. Only been freediving for maybe a month or two. There's Archana. She's smiling as well. And she's looking very fresh and very clean also. So I have no doubt. And that is a white card for Archana. Super big smile. I am going to try and get her to talk to me a little bit later because she wrote some very interesting things in her survey. We asked the athletes to tell themselves a little bit about themselves so I can talk about them on the stream. And I really would like to have a discussion with her later on. So I'm really looking forward to that. And Nikola Ilic, again, a complete beginner from Serbia. I'm very happy for him. He's, you know, he's obviously worked out that the 1 arm stroke, 4 leg strokes is what works for him best. I had a shoulder injury a while ago, and I did the same thing, so ended up with 1 arm stroke and 3 leg strokes, leg kicks. And again, it's always lovely to see the different techniques that people employ And if you're at a freediving competition, I would even recommend for complete beginners, like I said, we have some of them competing here, to come to a freediving competition, and you might learn a lot from your fellow competitors. Because you're here, you might have only started freediving a couple of months ago and you're swimming in the same pool. You're competing alongside the world record holders. I'm not going to say you're competing against the world record holders because, let's face it, if you're a beginner, you can't exactly compete with the world record holders. Or not yet, maybe. But you can certainly learn from them, and who knows, you might even meet your heroes. Next up, I'm excited for this heat now. So we have Enda Malloy from Ireland. This is not Enda's first competition. This is his second competition. You see him there now in our awesome Irish Freediving Club swimming cap. I have one of those as well because I'm also a founding member of this club. So Enda is my main buddy. We trained together in Dublin in Ireland, and we competed together in the Bristol Blue competition in March. Unfortunately, that didn't go super well for Enda, so I'm really hoping that he gets a white card today and a performance that he's happy with. So he's announced 50 meters, so I'm just wishing that he can do a turn at the 50-meter mark and come up clean with a nice surface protocol. In lane D, we can see Kinga Andor-Kodjur. She's a girl from Hungary. She is a member of nOxygen Apnea, but she doesn't live in Budapest, which is where nOxygen Apnea Club is based. She lives in Hajdúböszörmény, which is a town near Debrecen. She does try and make it to Budapest for the weekends. It is quite a long journey. Debrecen and the area is quite far away from Budapest. But she does have some buddies in the area, in the local area, in the Debrecen area, to train with. She is an ex-swimmer, so this should be easy peasy lemon squeezy for her, hopefully. But this isn't exactly her favorite discipline. So she announced 33 meters, which, as it happens, is the distance, the length of the pool that nOxygen Apnea Club train in the Margaret Island here in Budapest, Hungary. So she knows that she can do this in training, and they're actually both coming up to the turn now. So 50-meter turn. Okay, Enda, do a nice turn. Make sure you come up clean. I've seen this one before. And Kinga is also still going strong with some powerful arm strokes. Enda is putting a little bit more glide into it, and I'm very happy about that. That looks great. Coming up to the 75-meter mark. Kinga is up. Come on, show the sign. And I'm okay. Okay, looked great, Kinga. That looked like a great surface protocol. Now, Enda is still swimming. We did agree that he was going to have a plan. And okay. Come on. A little bit on the shaky side. A little bit on the shaky side. I'm curious to see what... It looks like he's needing to kick a little bit to keep himself on the surface. Looked like two okay signs to me, but I'm curious to see what the judges are going to give him. There's some discussion. It's a white card for Kinga, that's for sure. Fantastic results. And I'm just curious to see what my buddy gets. Was that a white card? Actually, was that a white card for Enda? Sorry, my apologies. So for Nicola, unfortunately, it was a red card for the airways. For Kinga, it was 64 meters and a white card. I'm not seeing the results yet for Enda. And also from the very first heat for Laura, it was 69 meters and a white card. So we're still waiting for the results for Enda, and there's some discussion happening. We did agree that he'd do a turn at the 50 meters and get a nice white card. I'm curious to see. Hey, Nina, hello. we're all rooting for Enda. So we're still waiting for the results. And in the next heat, we have Tamás Vas from Hungary and Gergely Házy, also from Hungary. They are both members of Oxygen Apnea Club. And they are both train and live in Budapest, Hungary. So actually, Tamás is, I don't know if he would describe himself as a veteran of freediving, exactly, but he did, this is his first competition, but he did start freediving back in 2016 when he actually trained with Umberto Pellizzari in Y40. That's amazing. That's some real history there. So on my results list, it looks like my pal Enda got 79 meters and a white card, which is amazing. I think it was on the edge, but very happy for him. So in the next heat, we see Gergely Házy in the top view and Tamás Vas in the bottom drone view. They are both coming up, slowly coming up to the 50-meter turn. And turning. So Tamás has turned. And so has Gergely. What you would do if you don't really know freediving and you normally watch maybe swimming competitions, this is not about speed, it's about distance. So you can be as slow or as fast as you want. So that's Gergely Házy. Looked like a very nice surface protocol, all right. In AIDA, the surface protocol looks like this. You have to, once your airways clear the water, you have 15 seconds to perform the whole surface protocol. So you have a few seconds to take a couple of recovery breaths, and then you have to start by removing your facial equipment. You have to show the OK sign, and you have to say, I'm OK, or I am OK, verbally. And you have to do this within 15 seconds of your airways exiting the water. And meanwhile, you then have to stay on the surface for another 30 or so seconds, which is when you get your card. So we can just see Tamás Vas exiting now. He's coming up to the line, grabbing onto the line. It's always a good idea to come up on the line and stabilize yourself on the line. You can see him taking off his facial equipment. Strong surface protocol. He's looking a bit pale, but strong surface protocol nevertheless. So we're just waiting for the judges to give him his card. So we heard some applause. That was Tamás Vas with, what was that? That looked like maybe around I'm really putting out a wild estimate here based on where I can see the judges standing. So we'll say 75-ish, 75, 80 meters maybe. Again, I'm just estimating. So Gergely Házy has got 63 meters and a white card. And we are still waiting for Tamás's results. In the next start, we have Clemens. I can see Lydia Weislein-Rösner from Austria. So we have two Austrian competitors who it's usually a short skip and hop for them to come across the border to compete in Hungary, and the Hungarian freedivers have also returned the favor. 2 weeks ago, we had the hydrodynamic competition in Vienna, where a lot of Hungarians competed, and they also brought a bunch of medals. So that was a pretty good result, and there's a great collaboration between the two clubs, or two kind of neighboring nations, as in the freedivers who go to each other's competitions and enjoy the friendly atmosphere and the hospitality in Budapest and Vienna. So there's Clemens Tauner from Austria and Lydia Weislein-Rösner. So Clemens lives in Vienna, and he is an IT business owner. He does like cycling and maybe a bit of hiking. He's been on a competition hiatus for 11 years, his words, not mine. And because his new body just started freediving, he decided to come back to competing, but he did black out at his last competition, and he needed to mend that that crack in the ego. That was his words as well. So myself, we're watching our Austrian friends competing. With me is Laura Meyer. Hello, Laura.
Hi.
So we're just watching the two competitors from Austria. I know that there were a lot of Hungarians over in Vienna as well. So I think that's maybe Lydia, who has just exited. I think that was a very fast surface protocol. Clemens is shaking his head. He doesn't look very happy with that.
2 minutes.
But he's looking very clean anyway. I'm hoping for a white card. You're going to see the results shortly on the screen as well. Laura, tell me a little bit about yourself. So you started freediving really recently.
Yes, in August.
In August, wow. And you did courses with oxygen apnea?
Yes. Yes.
So it's a pretty brave thing to start competing straight away.
A little bit. But everybody is so supportive. I mean, the whole apnea club is so nice. Everybody is so kind and they are so helpful. So I really wanted to be here and feel the atmosphere.
Nice. Was that a personal best for you? Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What PB cake are you going to have? Most important question.
That's a good question. Should have a nice salted caramel one.
Salted caramel. Nice, nice. If you've heard me, to the people on the YouTube stream, if you've heard me before, both in Kaunas and I think in Corsica as well, we discussed the best places to get PB cakes and other PB treats in general. I think in Kaunas we found a nice donut place, and in Corsica I found a nice ice cream place. Where are you getting your salted caramel cake?
I'm not sure yet. I should ask my friends. Bring me some.
Fantastic. So, coming back to the actual competition, now that we've talked about the sweet treats for your PB, so you were the first competitor in this discipline, and it was your first competition. Did you have any competition nerves? And
I was the first one in the static as well.
You were first in the static?
That's my first one as well. So.
Okay, what did you get in static?
I was about 3 minutes.
Are you happy with that? Is that a
Yeah.
personal best? Fantastic. I mean, if you've been freediving for a few months and you're doing 3 minute statics, that's pretty impressive. Well done. Would you like to stay and watch the competitors with me for a few more minutes? So we have Noemi Lili Verebey from Hungary, and we have Claire Ryan from Ireland. So Noemi is, like most Hungarian freedivers here, I think probably all the Hungarian freedivers, is a member of an Oxygen Apnea Club. She does love freediving because she feels it quietens the brain chatter, and she loves swimming with the fishes. This is her favorite discipline, and she's announced 50 meters. So all she really needs to do is have a nice turn at the end wall and then come up clean afterwards, which I really hope that she'll manage.
She's such a nice lady. I love her. She's so helpful all the time. She's always smiling.
She is lovely. I really like her as well. I met her first in August in the Noxy camp, because Oxygen Apnea Club do a summer camp in Croatia as well, obviously freediving. And at the top of the screen, you see Claire Ryan from Ireland. Whoop, whoop, my team. So Claire has announced 50 meters. Her personal best is 75. She was one of the Irish established community who competed at this year's Bristol Blue back in March alongside myself and Enda, and we can see Noemi Lilly surfacing. I love the glittering neck weight. The mermaid, you had one of those as well. Ah,
She was
okay.
my source of, I
Oh,
had
she's the
diving
glittering
film.
neck weight dealer. Okay, so Claire Ryan has surfaced as well. I can see that in the pool. Come on, Claire. Signal. Okay, good. For a moment, I was a bit worried that she was. But the surface protocol looked good. Okay, yeah, you don't have to show it again. It's fine. Once you've finished the surface protocol, so you've said, I'm okay, you can do whatever you want. So the fact that she showed her second okay a few seconds after saying, I'm okay, doesn't matter because her surface protocol is finished at the point where she says, I'm okay. So that looks like she's closer to the 100-meter end than to the 50 meters. So I'd say 75 to 80 meters maybe. Curious to see what the results are, and I'm going to see Noemi Lilly's results as well. They both definitely surpassed the 50 meters, and the surface protocols looked good to me. So I think hopefully that's going to be a white card. We're about to see that soon, hopefully. Meanwhile, the next competitors are David Stovicek from Czechia and Nikola Kofentova, also from Czechia. So two Czech competitors who both live in Prague. And they actually, I believe they're a couple. They're a couple and they're competing together, which is very cute. But Nicola, so she's announced 1 meter more than, I believe, David is her boyfriend. So then her boyfriend, which is just very funny. I can only imagine the argument over dinner of like, ha, I beat you in freediving. Which is just fantastic. Laura, are you always trying to get your friends to come freediving with you as well?
Of course.
Obviously. You wouldn't be a freediver. The first rule of freediving is you have to talk about it incessantly and
All
non-stop.
the time, yeah.
I've made a career out of it.
You did good.
Thank you so much. So, David and Nicola, based on the survey, I do believe they are together. So they both live in Prague. And so David said, I know we talked about the PB treats. So David said that he always motivates himself for long swims by promising himself that he'll get something really good to eat afterwards. So maybe you can give him tips for Budapest and places to get good food and hopefully PB treats. So David announced 75 meters and Nicola announced 76 meters, like I mentioned. And there they are swimming side by side. Again, if you're only just joining us, the counter at the bottom of the screen, it is only indicative. So that is not going to be the official results. That's just kind of so you see where they are at the moment or where they are at this moment within the pool. So David is going a little bit faster, but Nicola seems to be putting in maybe a little bit more glide. Don't bump your head. Okay, no, sorry. That was just my perspective from the camera and the distortion. It looked like his head was going to hit the wall, but of course it didn't because he saw the turning T. And there's Nicola as well, turning. Really love seeing a no fins turn. It's so important. And I say this to you as well, for especially as you're a beginner. And I'm not saying I'm very good, but I've done. I have the experience. So the turns are so important in no fins. You really want to get that right, and you want to practice that separately as well. And you know, just to get a really good, powerful push off, because that can give you, you know, well over 10 meters of relaxing and not doing anything but gliding, and you're getting meters, but you're not paying for it with your muscle performance, and you're not paying that kind of tax of having to use energy or expend energy for your muscles. So there's a nice touch on the wall. David Stovicek is up at just past the 100-meter mark. And it looks like Nicola is still going.
1 minute, 30 seconds.
His surface protocol looked good to me. She's up. There's a little bit of a tremble. Stay up, breathe. Oh. Unfortunately, that is going to be a red card when the safeties have to grab you or your mouth dips fully. In AIDA, that's going to be a dip and a red card.
Is it also if your head goes back?
1 minute.
It's about the airways.
Mhm.
I think I'm trying to think about. So if your mouth is open and kind of in the middle line of your mouth, that's still okay. But I think as you need to keep your airways out. But this is the thing. It comes with experience to know how far you can push yourself and trying to check in with yourself on the day to see where you are today, you know, not where you were yesterday or last week. See where you are today and see what you feel you can do. Laura, thank you so much for talking to me.
It was lovely.
Best of luck tomorrow as well.
So much. Thank you.
Wishing you all the luck, and I'm just gonna tilt this up. Thank you. Next up, we have, here we go. I have some really good friends coming up.
5, 4, 3,
I have some really good friends coming up. Peter Nemat from Hungary, and Margarita Janochkina from, she's an international competitor, but she lives in Ireland with us. And with me is Claire Ryan.
Hi.
Hello. So we're watching our buddy Margarita because she's traveled here from Dublin as well. She has announced 65 meters. She used to train with us in Dublin, but now she's moved to Tullamore in Ireland. So unfortunately, we don't see as much of her as we used to. But we've competed together. So Margarita was here at nOxyCup last year as well. That was her first pool competition. And she was basically the first in all of the disciplines, so the first starter in all of the disciplines. And I know that at the start she was a little bit nervous about competing, but then she managed to calm those competition nerves and get some really nice personal bests. So she left Budapest last year really happy, and I am obviously really happy for her because I know her from Ireland and she comes to my hometown and really enjoys competing here. So I'm super, super glad to have her back. Peter Nemat is a Hungarian freediver. He is also a complete beginner. He follows the Noxygen Apnea Club training plan. So these guys train, there's a lot of training sessions that they can book themselves onto. I think it's like 5 or 6 times a week that they can train. Obviously, I don't think it's a good idea to go to all of those, but the options are there. It's a big club with a lot of great training happening. So Peter really, really likes bouldering. The other day I was at a bouldering wall in Budapest and I just completely accidentally bumped into him. And he's also a functional developer for trucks and commercial vehicles. He also likes squash and volleyball and scuba diving. There's not much that this guy doesn't do, and he's up now. He's looking pretty clean. I didn't quite see the surface protocol. Did you see his surface protocol?
It looked good.
Awesome. So he's over the 100-meter mark. Margarita is touching the 100-meter wall and coming up. Come on, Margarita. There's a bit of a tremble. Come on, stay up. Okay, okay, breathe. Margarita, breathe. Okay, she's okay. There's some trembling still. Keep breathing, keep breathing. So she touched the 100-meter wall and then turned. So that looks like maybe 100 or 101 meters. So her previous personal best that she announced was 88 meters. So it might be a personal best for her. I really hope that is it's a white card. Awesome. Nice. I hope to have her as well. Brilliant stuff. Going pretty fast, but Claire, tell me about your swim. How did that feel?
Horrible to begin with.
Oh, no.
No, it's fine. I came out with a white card at the end, but
Perfect.
I don't know, I have this tendency to leave my brain behind. So
Sometimes that's good.
yeah, but not when it leads you to make a mistake. So I just got away with, I just went on the buzzer countdown.
Okay.
So then I was just trying to kind of, I thought, well, maybe I've gone, maybe that's it, maybe it's a red card. So I had to calm myself down, but I started breaststroking. So I wasn't concentrating on the right stroke. It was just completely, it went haywire on me, but I clawed it back. So I'm kind of happy with what I got at the end.
Always nice to gain back control of your brain mid-swim.
Get it back, yeah.
And then you got, what did you get in the end?
I think it was 80 or 82. I'm not sure. Yeah, really happy with that. Could have gone a lot worse. So it's PB, so I'm happy.
Oh, it's a personal best. Awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's great. We'll have to get your PB cake. I was just talking to Laura about where you can get some sort of a salted caramel situation going for that personal best. So next up we have, if you want to stay and watch the competitors with me for a few heats, you can. We have Romain Jacob. I have to say the line, and hopefully you're gonna appreciate this. So Romain, he's from France. His dad is from France. His mom is from Poland, and both are freediving strongholds. And you understood that because this is paraphrasing the line from a legendary Irish sports commentator who commentated on Irish sports, GAA sports, Michal O'Murtig?
Michal O'Murtig.
Murahurtig, thank you. So I remember, unfortunately, he passed on recently, but this was one of his famous lines. I think somebody's mother was from Fiji and father from Fermanagh. Neither hurling strongholds was the original, I believe. But anyway, the joke that you have to explain probably isn't that good a joke. But I was really, really looking forward to saying the line when Romain is swimming. So he's just turned at the 50-meter mark. And at the bottom of the screen, you can see Mr. Thomas Pong. He's from Hong Kong, but he lives in the UK. And there is a little bit of an Irish connection there because he trains with No Tanks. And he specifically wanted us to give a shout out to Owen from No Tanks. And we know him as Owen Clark. He's an Irish freediver. He is the male record holder in this discipline for Ireland for dynamic no fins. He is a dynamic no fins fan. And Thomas also has a coach back home in Hong Kong. So he wanted to give a shout out to Oscar, who is his coach. We bumped into, I think you maybe weren't at the pool at that point. There's Thomas surfacing now. We bumped into him yesterday at the Hajói Sáfré pool in Hungary, just at nOxygen Apnea Club's training. Looked like a very clean surface protocol, and he's looking super, super fresh. He was here last year, but I think, unfortunately, the competition didn't go very well for him. But he said he's back to see a bit more of Budapest. And there's Romain Jacob. Surface protocol looked good to me. And he's also looking super fresh and super clean. I'm loving the French colors of the lobster neck weight that he was wearing. A kind of blue, white, and red. People like to do that. They get the lobsters and they kind of swap around the weight modules to make up your country's flag, which I think is fun, you know?
Pretty good.
It is a bit of a fun thing to do. I think I couldn't see if he actually touched the wall or not. There's some applause, so I presume he got a white card, and there's Thomas Pong getting out of the pool as well. So meanwhile, from the previous heat, we've had Peter Nemeth, 108 meters white card again. Like I said, complete beginner. Very first competition. And Margarita Janochkina, 101. I estimated 101, I think, which is also a white card. And I know for a fact it's a personal best for her. So I'm super happy for her. I haven't seen her train because she moved to Tullamore. So she's not in Dublin anymore. Next up, we have Sandra Juvela from Croatia, and we have Branko Tumara from Austria. So Sandra, I believe, so she was doing static earlier this morning, and I was chatting to Marcel, and I believe it was her who did a pretty impressive static for someone who is not a very experienced freediver. I'm not sure. I don't think she's a complete beginner, and I don't think this is her very first competition. But you know, she doesn't have years and years and years of experience behind her, which is not a bad thing. You know, she'll gain that experience. Branko Tumara is an Austrian freediver. 2 weeks ago, he did the hydrodynamic, competition in Vienna. I mentioned that that's the competition where we had a lot of Hungarians competing as well, and now the Austrians are paying us a visit as well, which is always great to see. So he's done a competition just 2 weeks ago, and he mostly competes in Austria, and his dynamic no fins competition personal best is 114 meters. His announced PB is 108, but according to the AIDA records, he did do 114 previously. So I've mentioned before, you can see the counter at the bottom of the screen. That's just an approximation. Thank you so much, Claire. I'll see you later. So we are watching the current competitors. I mentioned at the start that you can do a different cadence with your arm strokes and your leg strokes. And I believe we did see somebody do 1 arm stroke and 4 leg strokes. I think that was Nikola, who unfortunately, not Nikola, names. It was Nikola Ilic from Serbia. Unfortunately, he did get a red card for the airways. And but he was doing, I believe it was him who did quite a 1 arm stroke and 4 leg kicks type of cadence. But here both of our competitors are doing just the 1 arm and the 1 leg cadence. So they're both coming up to the 100-meter wall. 100 meters and turn. And we have Sandra is up. She's just showing her service protocol across from me, so I can see this in person as well as on the cameras. Her service protocol looked really good, and she is looking super, super fresh in her face, and there's no signs of hypoxia, no signs of trembles for her either. Branko. I could hear his coach repeating, keep on that breathing, keep breathing. Okay, he's managed to stabilize himself. There was definitely an element of trembling there, but because I heard the coach really loudly. Sometimes in AIDA, you just need somebody to scream at you. In Seamass, you're not allowed to do that. So suddenly it's going to get a lot quieter in the second half of the afternoon. But for now, the coaches are screaming loud. And that is a white card for Branko Tumara from Austria. So congratulations to him. I think he was well past the 114 meters mark. I believe he was. I'm going to see it soon anyway in the results. So at the moment, Sandra Juvala from Croatia got 102 meters, which is a white card. So that was a pretty good performance. Next up, we have Diana Ninko from Colombia and Adrian Hitan from Romania. Starting now. There's Adrian going now. His personal best is 113 meters, and Diana's is also 113 meters. Diana is she's a Colombian competitor. You would have seen her in the Kaunas AIDA World Championships, and she lives in Budapest and trains with nOxygen Apnea Club. So she's ours. She's one of us. But she has done some Colombian pool records, national records for AIDA. At the previous nOxyCup as well, actually. I think that was her first one with 100 and something meters in no fins, if I recall correctly. And also in the Kaunas World Championships, she broke a Colombian national record. So I'm really hoping to see a nice long swim from her today. So Adrian, he lives in Bucharest. He is from Romania, like I mentioned. He's a business owner, and actually this discipline is his favorite. He loves it because it's all about you and not about your equipment. So it's, he didn't really train for this competition, but because Budapest is close, he just kind of decided to make a trip of it and see where he is at the moment. I think he did mention that one of his challenges is finding a body. So Romanian freedivers, if you're around, get organized, start a club if you don't already have one. Although I'm sure I definitely met some Romanian freedivers in Kaunas at the World Championships. So here we go. There's a turn at the 100-meter mark for Adrian. He's actually pretty fast by the looks of it. I think Diana is just about coming up to the 100-meter wall now, whereas Adrian has already turned and is coming up to the 125-meter mark, which is possibly going to be a personal best for him. Meanwhile, I have Enda with me. My buddy Enda, I mentioned, we trained together, and Adrian's just surfaced, and so has Diana. I can see Diana taking off her facial equipment. He's looking reasonably fresh.
A walk in the park.
Like a walk in the park, 125-ish meters. Again, what you see on the screen might not be accurate. Diana just over the 100-meter mark, a couple of meters over the 100-meter mark, so maybe I'd say 102, 103 from the estimate here. White card for Adrian. Fantastic. Great job.
1 minute.
So, Enda, tell me about your swim. How was that? I thought we discussed that you'd turn at the 50-meter mark and come up.
Yeah. In my head, I had 75 as doable, and yeah, I didn't have any contractions really until very close to 50 meters, and after that, yeah, I think the 75 was definitely within range. Yeah, I didn't push it too much. Once I hit that 75, I took an extra stroke, and
Perfect. Good job.
it's a cool mask.
20.
That is a cool mask. That is a cool mask on Sude Fidan from Turkey. She lives in Tekirdağ. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing the name of the town. And she studies English in uni, so maybe we can have her over for a chat as well. It's great to see the Turkish competitors. I met a few of them in Kaunas, and I think we maybe had a couple of Turkish competitors last year as well. And she is, her favorite is, well, monofin, but she kind of decided to compete as a pre-season competition and to meet her friends. She did say that she wears a couple of different fun socks for every competition day. I didn't see the SpongeBob socks today, but maybe I'll get to talk to her and see the SpongeBob's socks after all. We have Emma Shekorachony in lane B. You can see her at the bottom of the screen now, so she's just past the 25-meter mark. Emma is a member of Oxygen Apnea Club, Hungarian athlete, of course, and she lives in Göd, which is not far from Budapest. She trains in Budapest, and she's an innovation manager working on environmentally sustainable research projects. She's big into environmentalism, obviously due to her work as well, and she does a lot of yoga. She really enjoys looking at the marine life. Me and her found an octopus at her night dive in August. She found the octopus. I just went over there to blind the octopus with my torch. So we found an octopus in Kostrena in Croatia during this year's nOxyCup at our night dive. So I benefited from her love of the marine life and a keen eye for especially underwater octopuses. So she does love DNF, dynamic no fins, for its simplicity. Again, some people consider it sort of the purest freediving discipline simply because there is no questions around equipment. It's just you and the water and your own power to guide you through the water. I do think, equipment can come into play when it comes to your buoyancy. You can see some people using the Lobster freediving weights. Lobster is one of the sponsors of nOxyCup, so we're grateful for their sponsorship. And I can see Sude Fidan from Turkey just surfacing now, lifted off the cool mask, and the surface protocol looked pretty good. She looks a bit out of breath, but not hypoxic. I didn't see the tremble, and the MSA is up as well.
1 minute,
Breathing
30
MSA.
seconds.
She was looking good as well.
Need to find out where those masks.
You can go talk to Sude when she's coming out of the pool shortly, just here.
Very strong performances there.
Absolutely. Some great long swims.
1 minute.
Just waiting for the results to see. So Emma, she got 108 meters in white card, which is a great result for her. Not exactly a personal best, but still a very good swim. She did mention that this year was challenging and she didn't get to train as much as she wanted to, so she kind of settled for a cadence of training 3 times a week, including 1 session over the weekend and yoga. So she wanted to give a shout out to her son and the Oxygen Apnea gang and the buddies as well. And I can already see her clubmates giving her hugs. That's the side of the pool as she's getting out. So next up in lane A, we have Lucy Budinova. She is from Czechia, and she's usually the youngest competitor at freediving competitions. I met her in Kaunas as well, and she was the youngest there as well. She lives in Prague, and she's a high school student there.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So we can see Lucy just taking her. Actually, they're both off. My apologies. So in lane B, we have Fruzsi Nemes from Hungary. Fruzsi is one of the people working on this event. So as well as helping to organize the nOxyCup, she is also a competitor here. DNF is her favorite, so she's kind of the in-club dynamic no-fins expert. She often runs workshops for no-fins technique, because at one point she just decided to do an awful lot of research and really dig into it, and kind of share her expertise with the club. So I'm just kind of looking to see how. So she's doing a 1-arm stroke, 2 leg kicks cadence as well. So Lucy's coming up to the wall and turning. And so is Fruzsi, turning a little bit behind Lucy, but like I mentioned, it's not exactly the discipline for speed. So Lucy decided to take a break after Kaunas. As I mentioned, she was there as well, but she also completed 2 weeks ago at the hydrodynamic competition in Vienna. So she's kind of, I guess, easing herself back into regular training and regular competing. Which is great to see, and it's great to have her back. I think she was, if I remember correctly, she was here at nOxyCup last year as well. Fruzsi was definitely here because she is very deeply involved with Oxygen Apnea Club. She is an illustrator, graphic designer, and she draws and works for Noxy as a designer, and she designed the beautiful kind of stick-on tattoos that we're all wearing, as well as the lovely t-shirts. She just started a new training plan, so András Soproni writes her training plan, and Zsófi Törőcsik writes her gym plan. I think she's just surfaced there. That's Fruzsi, beautiful surface protocol, just after touching the 100-meter wall. Again, not a personal best for her, 119 meters, but especially, and Lucy's surfacing as well. Big, nice big gulps of air. Good surface protocol for Lucy Budinova from Czechia as well. So she's done maybe 110-ish meters. And I'm hearing some applause for Fruzsi. I can see half the club at the side of the pool kind of watching her
1 minute.
and rooting for her. Okay, great job for both of them. Obviously, they've announced performances a lot lower than than what they've actually did. So white cards for both of them, I'd imagine. I'm still waiting for the official results.
seconds.
Next up, we have in lane B, we have Branko Anatolic from Croatia. He is from Rijeka, and his favorite is dynamic no fins and bifins. And he wanted to give, I love the high fives from Lucy there. And he wanted to give a shout out to Marta, specifically Vito and David. And you in the other lane, in lane C, you can see now Anna Horvat, Nushi to her friends. She is one of the instructors in Oxygen Apnea Club. She teaches freediving full time. And she's also organizing freediving expeditions. The next one is coming up. They've 3 editions of a Galapagos expedition early next year. So Anna, or Nushi to her friends, used to live in Ecuador. And she is Hungarian, so she's moved back to Hungary after living in Ecuador for 8 years. And she's heading back there to dive with the big marine life in Galapagos. But for now, she's, like I mentioned, she's an instructor. She's always looking to kind of increase her knowledge and learn more. An awful lot of the competitors here would have been her students. And she has a beautiful technique. So if you're looking to see how to do really nice no fins, watch out for her. I can see Branko just touching the 50-meter wall and coming up. That's... Did he actually come up? Or was that he just looked like he was... No, apologies. That wasn't him who came up. He was just doing the turn. 50-meter turn, apologies. And I can see the judges walking alongside him. Actually, nobody did come up. Maybe that was a safety that I noticed. Because I know that both of them can do an awful lot more. So their announced personal bests are well over 100 meters. So Nushi's is 129 and Branko's is 125. So we should still enjoy their swimming for a little while yet. Nushi's favorite discipline is no fins. She said it's like flying underwater. And thanks to all the people in the chat who are cheering on their buddies. And Nushi has just turned at the 100-meter mark. Hello, Thomas. How are you?
Hello, Esther. I'm doing great.
Awesome. I'm just going to wait to see what how Nushi finishes her swim, and then we can talk a little bit about your swim. So there's Nushi now. He's looking a little bit pale, but a nice clear surface protocol anyway. At the again, what you see on the screen is an approximation. So at the approximately 125 meters mark, it looks like she's closer to the. No, it is the 125 meters mark, or thereabouts. More or less, exactly. So she announced the 100 meters, which is, you know, she's obviously done more than that.
Like how she made the eye contact with the judges as well.
Absolutely.
Really steady.
Super, super steady. I think this isn't a great distance for her. Maybe she wasn't pushing herself an awful lot. But I'm still waiting to see the results for both of them. So tell me about your swim, briefly. How was that?
It's good, actually. I mean, the first 50 meters, I'm trying to like relax a lot. And then like after turn, it was great at the start as well. I just came out of nowhere. I just realized that I was almost at the bottom of the pool.
Okay.
And maybe I panic a bit. I can't. So I decided, my body told me to come up, and then I think I spent like one stroke or more than one stroke to come up. and it didn't. Usually, I train in a rather like, shallow pool. It's not that deep. Yeah, 89 is it's all right, I think. I was pushing myself to do 100. But it is what it is, and a white card is
White card.
the most important thing. Good to
Brilliant.
see you again.
To see you as well.
Yeah.
Good to see you in the pool the other day as well.
Yeah.
Speaking of white cards, I mean, it's great that you got a white card. Unfortunately, Branko from Croatia got a yellow card because he announced 125 meters, which is his announced personal best, and he got 108. Nushi got 122. So I know we estimated around 125, but the official measurement was 122. Meanwhile, we have Onur Sain from Turkey and Marko Radovic from Serbia. And they've both turned at the 50-meter mark already. So again, great to have the Turkish competitors here as well. So Onur lives in Bursa, and he says he trains in a small pool and works in a bank and doesn't have an awful lot of time to train, but he does do a bit of amateur road cycling. So he's done a few small competitions, and freediving was like love at first sight. His favorite used to be no fins and static, but recently he's kind of liking the fin disciplines, bifins and dynamic with a monofin a bit more. He said he loves to talk. Maybe I'll get him to talk to me as well. He said he's only silent when freediving or making music. And they are both coming up to the 100-meter mark.
Really relaxing posture.
Super relaxed posture, yeah. I think that's in lane, that's Onur.
Like how your camera, like setup of your cameras.
Cool.
See like everything. It's coming up.
It's coming up. That's Onur. And looked like a really good surface protocol, pretty strong. And that was at the 110-ish mark, which isn't a personal best for him. His announced personal best is 130. But still, again, he mentioned that he, you know.
Yeah, sometimes it happens like to everyone.
Come on, Marco. Get it together. Get it together.
What's that?
Didn't see his surface protocol, but that trembling was, I was a bit worried for him for a moment, but I think he managed to get it together.
Yeah.
And he's pushing up strong
It's a little bit.
on the rope.
See what the judges say.
Mm-hmm. It's a white card.
White card.
Nice. Well done to Marco from Serbia. And great job.
20.
Next up, we have Matej Majlink from Slovakia. You're welcome to stay and watch the performances with me if you want. So his personal best is 141, but he's announced 99 meters. Matej is, we've seen him, I think we've seen him at the nOxyCup last year, but I definitely met him in the Kaunas AIDA World Championships for sure. We were taking selfies together. So he likes running, playing the guitar. He loves DNF. So DNF is his thing. I'm looking forward to seeing what he gets. And in lane C, we have Jacek Polak from Poland. He competes mostly in Poland, but he did compete 2 weeks ago at the Hydrodynamic in Vienna, and also in the Kaunas World Championships, AIDA World Championships this year, and in Jeju last year, in Jeju, Korea. So Jacek is he's definitely a veteran of competitive freediving. He's been competing since 2013. So, and it's
Long while.
absolutely, and I was looking through his record, and it was like a couple of competitions a year, you know. So he's been competing more or less non-stop since then.
It's been like doing 10 years. It's quite a while.
Yeah, 12, I think actually. So they're both turning at the 50-meter mark. super nice and even kicks and strokes, putting some nice glide into this.
Really, really smooth. It's really relaxing even you were just like watching videos.
Isn't it just?
Yeah.
I love it.
Not wasting anything.
Mm. And this is something that comes from experience. So if you're a beginner freediver watching this, you know, this comes with the hours and hours and hours spent in the pool. There's the Jacek turning at the 100-meter mark now. I think Mate is getting close to the 150-meter mark. Come on, Mate. His personal best is 141. So if he can get that much closer to the 150, I feel like feel like Mate has decreased the amount of glide he has. Come on, touch the wall, come up. Good man. Okay, so he was aiming for 150. Come on, Mate. Strong and confident surface protocol. You could really see that he was kind of,
2 minutes.
he was doing strokes more often. He was putting less of a glide into it. And there's Jacek now. Very strong surface protocol. He's also at the 150-meter wall.
Yeah, both of them. The end of the pool.
Mm.
The thing that you mentioned is like very, very common to people that just start free diving and they are not having enough energy or oxygen. They just do more stroke to. Then it's a signal for like the rest people like in the pool to do the first aid. Maybe that person needs some assistance from others. Yeah, but looks good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Mate got a white card, 150 meters, and Jacek Polak. There's some discussion there, but I couldn't see what the results were. We're going to see them in a second, I'm sure.
1 minute.
Cool. Thomas, thank you so much for
Thank you.
watching the performances together with me.
It's a great view from here. To be really honest,
Isn't it awesome?
You got everything here.
I have all the monitors,
Yeah,
everything.
and the lighting as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's set up.
Great to have you back at the nOxyCup, and I wish
Hello.
you best of luck for tomorrow.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Thank you. So next up we have Zsófia Törőcsik and András Sopronyi, both from Hungary, both from Oxygen Apnea. I really hope that at this point, hopefully they don't need an introduction even to our international audience either, because they were at both freediving World Championships and they got actually they both got silver in Kaunas at the AIDA World Championships for this discipline, dynamic no fins.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So they are both off. Zsófi announced 150 meters for dynamic no fins and András announced 155. This should be a relative easy distance for both of them because they've definitely done well over 200. At I think, did Zsófi do 250 maybe in Kaunas? I think maybe the Belgrade Seamass World Championships didn't go that well for her. I'm working from memory here, but they're both incredibly powerful athletes. So Zsófi only started freediving about a year and a half or 2 years ago. She does have a competitive athlete past. She used to do triathlons many years ago. András Sopron used to do pentathlons. And funnily enough, swimming was, because in pentathlon you have 5 different sports, I believe that's running, cycling, swimming, archery and shooting maybe? And so swimming is definitely one of the sports. I apologize, I don't really know much about other sports other than freediving. But he did say that swimming was his weakest discipline within the pentathlon. And Jofi is simply a powerhouse. So she's just almost appeared out of nowhere and started getting medals at the Kaunas World Championships, which was her first World Championships. But she did say that it's the end of the season. She's put in a lot of effort. She did compete at the hydrodynamic 2 weeks ago, as well as both World Championships over the summer. So I really hope that she can find some time to get some rest after this incredibly busy and successful season for her. So, as I mentioned, they're both in oxygen apnea. Andras is the main instructor in oxygen apnea club, and Jofi also lives near Budapest and trains in Budapest. She's a lover of motorbikes and cars, and also horses. She said to me is about freediving that she could write some bullshit like it's journey and self-discovery, but to her it simply feels good. Did I just say bullshit on the stream? Sorry, not sorry. So yeah, this is one of her favorites. The other one is monofin, so I'm really looking forward to seeing her in the monofin tomorrow. And they've both, so Andras has just turned at the 150 mark, and Jofi's already making her way back after 150. So this is, she's surpassed her announced distance. If she wants to make it easy for herself, there's Andras up now, doing a very clear face wipe. He didn't even use any facial equipment at all at about the 160-ish mark. Again, distances on the screen are approximate. So he didn't push himself. And Jofia is up. And I could hear her coaches screaming at her. And that looked like a good surface protocol to me. So Andras, white card as well. He's very happy for that. It's not a great distance for him, but again, they've both him and Jofi have had a very long and very tiring season with some really, really intense travel and competitions and performances. So we can hear a huge round of applause for Jofi. She's high-fiving the safeties. For also a lot of the safeties are in Oxygen Apnea Club, obviously. And with her there is, I think he's the head of safety, Robi Sabo, who's travelled back from Greece, which is where he lives. So we're going to have a short break. Our next official top is going to be at 2:45, so 2:46, so in about 7 minutes. But I just wanted to talk to you for a few minutes. Hi, Jacek. Hello. I was just looking through your IDA record, and you've been competing since 2013?
Yes. It was my first competition.
Wow, impressive. So how did this one go for you?
I didn't get any expectations because after hydrodynamic, like 2 weeks ago, got sick and I was like praying to not cough under the water, to not give any signals for safety to take me out. And luckily I was like, okay. And yeah, I just repeat the same distances on hydrodynamic, which is good. I think I did good maneuver and skipped the static, so just not be tired.
Sounds good. So yeah, you are saving your energy, and this is competition strategy that you learned through your extensive experience of competing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not B-dive, so skipping the discipline can be like risky or not risky, depends what you plan, but for me it was like a white card as always, because on my first competition I did the only one white card ever, like because of my fault, I think, because the other red card I got because before it was not a swipe rules, and That's it. So, for me, the rule is to clean dive and not be on the edge like a samba because I don't like being on samba level, let's say.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you competing tomorrow as well?
Yeah, I will try to compete tomorrow because my dynamic bifins, I think, Kaunas World Championship was like pretty bad just after my knee surgery. So today, no fins. I think with these conditions and after a small sick, I think I'm pretty happy.
That's brilliant. And you really had so much working against you, but you still managed a nice white card today. So super happy for you. Great to have you at the nOxyCup. Thank you so much for talking to me. We're going to have a few minutes break. We'll be back with the next starts at 2:46 Hungary time with Damiano from Italy. And we are changing over to the Seamass discipline. So Seamass rules where you're not allowed to coach people through their service protocol, but at least the service protocol is easier. I believe you don't have to take off your facial equipment.
Just show sign okay and that's it. But the different rule is that you don't able to touch the water, right? Like
Yeah. You
below.
have to stay. You can't even touch the
The
water.
ropes are not, I think, very tight.
Oh, okay. So you have to think of where you're coming up,
Yes.
because if you come up in the middle, then there's a big dip.
Then
in
you
the
need
rope.
to be really up, and then it can be hard for the last meters to really think about it.
Absolutely. Cool. We'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you so much, Jens.
When we're embarking on a new adventure, discovering what our mind and body are capable of, we cannot learn to trust in ourselves without first finding trust in our surroundings. The introduction of freediving can be a life-changing experience. Double K wants to grow with you. We provide you the support to focus inward let your worries disappear and just breathe. We lend you our experience to achieve your full potential and share your energy and excitement. We're part of one team. Together, Double K.
And we are back with the second half of the afternoon. As I mentioned, this is going to be the Seamass part of the afternoon, where we are competitors are not allowed to be coached through their surface protocol, but the surface protocol is simpler than AIDA. So swings and roundabouts, all you have to do is show the OK sign. But even the back of your head is not allowed to dip into the water. So our first starter in Seamass is Damiano Zornetta from Italy. So he does not have, let me see. I'm not seeing any remark to say that he is. It's his first competition. I'm not seeing an announced personal best from him either. So we'll see what happens. In the Seamass, the athletes don't have to announce an announced performance or a minimum performance. So you basically just go and see how far you get. And Damiano is now heading to the 25-meter mark, just past the 25-meter mark in the 50-meter pool in here in the Duna Arena in Budapest. So Damiano lives near Venice. He's a business consultant, and one of the things he likes the most about freediving is how it trains the different aspects of yourself, such as the mind and the body. I think a lot of us, including myself, when I think of a sport, any sport, I'm thinking more of the physical aspect of, if you're an MMA fighter, if you're a weightlifter, you have to do specific training for that and cross training, but that primarily you are training your body. However, I know that actually I was chatting to some MMA fighters specifically in the sauna after training in the swimming pool, and they did mention that they use visualization before a fight. And visualization is something that freedivers use as well. If you're a beginner freediver watching this, really recommend that you put some effort and some work into training the mental aspect of freediving as well, because especially in this sport where your body sometimes screams at you to say, we're drowning, you need to come up and you need to take some air, take a breath, then you have to train that mental aspect. So Damiano is up now. He's up at the 100-meter mark. He's just turned and come up. He's showed the OK sign once. He's showing the OK sign again. You can see the safeties putting their hands up just behind him to show that they're not touching him, and that is a white card. That is a white card from Anna and Milan, who are the judges for Seamass, judging Damiano's performance there. So that looked like maybe 102-ish meters. So very happy for him. That looked great, and he made it look easy. So with me in the commentator's corner is Zsófi Törőcsik, our superstar. Our superstar, no. Yes, yes. Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, hello.
So we do have one more minute before the next performance. How was that for you? You told me you had a very tiring season, long and tiring.
Yes, this whole year was very long and tiring. We had 2 World Championships, and after that we had a lot of competition, or as I said, the whole year we had a lot of competitions, we had a lot of trainings, and I feel now tired. But this DNF was good, pretty good. After the static I was afraid that I will be mentally too tired for this.
You want to tell people what happened on your static, or should we just...
No, I never feel ashamed about these things. I pushed it too much a little bit, so I didn't black out. I just had a samba, and I dipped my mouth, or I don't know what exactly, and I was dancing a little bit on the surface. But so I get a red card, but I don't care. Oh, okay, I care, of course, but a white card is always much better. But this is the second red card in this season for me. The one I did in Belgrade.
Was that DNF?
Yes,
Oh.
yes, it was. So the second was in static. So maybe next time.
There you go. It's swings and roundabouts, and sometimes things just don't go the way you want them to.
But we have to go further. We have to train more. I have to train more static, and that's it.
There you go. Yeah, you got 187 meters in the white card,
Yeah.
which is pretty impressive. You were tired. You did say that you're not super interested in what performance you get or how far you get today in DNF.
I'm not in a top shape, but I felt this dive was pretty good. I felt my arms at the end was burning a little bit, but the last few strokes was gift.
There you go.
To me.
From you to you.
Yeah.
I love that. Do you want to stay with me and watch some of the performances?
Yeah.
Cool. Next up, we have Vidad Dabas from Jordan. She lives in the UK and she trains in the local pools. She's studying maths and biology, but she also works in permaculture. She's a smart cookie and she does mountaineering and capoeira. Now, I've heard freedivers do a bunch of different sports. There's a lot of cycling, there's a lot of weightlifting, there's a lot of different things. Capoeira is one I haven't heard freedivers do, but I guess whatever cross-training works for you, you know. I guess there's an element of rhythm. You need to have a rhythm in freediving as well.
Some mental work, maybe.
For sure. I love the DIY neck weight situation she has going on there. It's in the shape of a lobster, but it looks like there's small little lead weights kind of lined at the bottom of her, down her spine. And she did say she learned how to relax on demand. I'm going to have to ask her about that because I still need to learn that.
Me too.
And the other competitor in Lane C is Matteo Morini from Italy, but he lives in France, and he's a vet and a tango dancer, and he does open water swimming. He did say he didn't have a lot of time to train for this competition. I'm noticing a pattern here. There's a lot of people who are kind of saying the same thing. And he says, ciao mamma e ciao papi. So hello to the parents of Matteo, or more like ciao, apologies. So there's Matteo up now. I would hold myself a little higher.
Yeah.
There's Vidad as well. She's showing which way is she looking? It looks like she's looking to the...
Or?
It looks like she was looking towards the safety. Was that the same direction as the judges? I wonder. I wasn't sure in terms of the camera orientation. One moment, please. So there's Vidad. Damiano in the previous heat got 103 and a 5. So Damiano has gained 103 meters, 103 and a half meters, and it's a white card. And I'm still waiting. So Matteo Morini from Italy, but living in France, got 70 meters and a white card. And the next up is a Hungarian competitor, Szabolcs Krucsai, and with him in lane D is Bruno Vilic Belina from Croatia. Bruno lives in Zagreb. He's an electrical engineer, and he plays bass in a rock band. Oh, cool. Another bassist. Very nice. No Fins isn't his favorite, but he did try to work on it quite a bit. That's what he's felt was most challenging to him. He wanted to work on his technique, so don't worry, Bruno. We're going to judge your technique. It'll be okay. It's only us judging and the entire stream as well. So Szabolcs is a member of Noxygen Apnea Club and a veteran of the nOxyCup competitions. I remember when I competed in the Hajós off-road swimming pool in 2022, me and him kind of sat together for the whole competition, and we were just hanging out and chatting. So it's good to see him again. And I know that he finds it difficult to kind of train regularly. He usually just kind of swims at the bottom of the pool while his son is getting the swimming lessons. At least that's what the situation was the last couple of years, I believe. He wasn't super happy with his static today. I think he was aiming for 4 minutes and got 2 minute 30. But let's see what he does in terms of no fins today.
What did you say? What was the problem?
I'm not sure. I felt like his warm-up was a bit long, but he said that that's always the warm-up he does. He was hoping to do a 3-minute breath hold as his final warm-up breath hold, and he came up at 2:30 from that one as well. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure. I try to coach him and encourage him, but sometimes it's just sometimes it just doesn't happen.
the sport.
That's what it's like, indeed. So there they go. They're both coming up to the 50-meter mark. I think Bruno is, certainly. Maybe Szabolcs is or actually, no, sorry, that's Bruno, that's a bit slower. And he's still kind of just about coming up to the turning point and the 50-meter wall. And Szabolcs is up. So he's just maybe at about 60 meters, 60-ish meters, 55, 57, thereabouts. And I didn't see what card he got, but he didn't. I thought he looked quite fresh. And Bruno is
I
still.
think he got a white one.
I think he got a white card. Perfect.
Bruno is still swimming.
I really like the relaxed speed. So nice
Yeah.
and slow.
I have to learn that.
You do have to learn that. I remember, I think I was watching you in Belgrade and I was screaming at the iPad going, Jofi, slow down, slow down.
That was the problem. I didn't hear you.
Exactly. You didn't hear me sitting in Dublin, Ireland, screaming at my iPad while you were swimming in Belgrade. Exactly, yeah.
Most of the time, I'm thinking during the dive, okay, now I'm really slow. You're doing good. You're really slow. And after the dive, everybody is coming to me, what the fuck, you were so fast. What did you do? So that's a surprise every time for me.
Wow, Bruno is still going.
Yeah,
Maybe he's a static kind of guy.
yes.
So maybe he's just kind of doing this half as a static thing. He's just super, super slow, which is, again, one strategy. And you have to know yourself to balance, oh, he's coming up.
Yeah.
Showing a nice, stable, okay sign. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. And that was close to 125, maybe
that
not
was
quite.
Quite nice.
Yeah, pretty good. Be 120-ish.
Right.
Szabolcs Kruce got a red card for Airways. 60
Oh.
meters, red card. Really sorry to hear that.
Sorry for him, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's unfortunate. I feel sorry for him now. But like we said, the sport is like this. Next up, we have Alberto Giannini. Sorry, not from Italy, from Switzerland. Italian-speaking part of Switzerland, in Ticino, I believe. That's how you say the name of the place. He's a teacher, and he does fin swimming as well. This is the first competition of the pool season for him. So he's working towards, he has some big plans. He's working towards Seamass world record for Masters 2, which is the 60 to 69-year-olds category in bifins. He's already gained that world record in Athens, but he wants to do it at the World Games in 2025 in Chengdu in China. So this is for him, as for many others, it's a shakedown competition at the start of the pool season to see where he is at the moment. So you can see him on the screen now kind of coming up to the 50-meter mark. I'm looking to see if Pilar is swimming. But I'm not seeing her. I'm not seeing the other group of judges walking alongside the pool.
Yeah.
So it's possible that maybe she didn't
She's
start.
maybe preparing herself. no?
She's supposed to start at 58, so 2 minutes ago was her start time.
Or maybe she's not there.
Maybe she didn't start, that's what I think. She seemed super, super happy with her statics. She did she's a 66-year-old Portuguese athlete. She did 5 minutes 17, 5 minutes 18
Wow.
for static. You know, like I'm much younger and I can barely do half of that. That's brilliant. Now Alberto is coming up. He's on the surface. It looks like he's on the
Yeah.
surface of the, and he's coming up now, onto the line, and he's kind of right in the middle. I think it was somebody mentioned that the ropes are a bit loose, so if
Yeah.
you come up in the middle,
Yes.
you're really at risk of dipping, or you have to hold yourself up a little
I
higher.
wasn't brave enough to hold that rope with 2 hands. So I was just standing, and I lose my goggles with 1 hand.
Mm.
So because that was it's so tight.
But I think it's always the way in swimming pools in general that in the middle, especially in a 50-meter pool, there's always going to be a bit of a stretch in the rope. So unfortunately, you're seeing on the screen Eva Pavic from Croatia. Unfortunately, Lydia from the UK couldn't make it over to Budapest. Lydia, if you're watching, we're sorry you're not here. Hopefully next year. And Eva is up next from Croatia. She lives in Zagreb. She is also a smart cookie. She does. She's doing a PhD. And she also works in real estate and the beauty industry. I love that combination. She said she specifically hates static.
Yes.
A woman after your own mind.
Yeah, she's my soulmate. Hi.
Anyone who hates static is your soulmate? Amazing. But she also said that she never tried monofins, so I hope that the bifins is going to go well for her. She also, I hope she's going to do bifins tomorrow. She says she hasn't trained since May, and so this competition is again like a shakedown competition to see where she is at the moment. She mentioned that she's also a sports pilot, so it's just like a massive, different kind of hobbies outside of freediving as well. So she's going now, coming up to the 25-meter mark. Hello to the people on the live chat. Hello, Lisa. We're sorry you're not here. Next year, maybe. And we had some people rooting for you and for Diana earlier in the chat as well.
I will check it later. Thank you.
So Eva from Croatia is coming up to the 50-meter wall. Thank you so much, Jofi, for joining me. Lovely to chat to you as always. Well done for this season.
Thank you so
And,
much. Hope to talk to you tomorrow too. Bye.
So Eva has surfaced. Is it just before the 50-meter wall? I think it's just before the 50-meter wall, maybe at about 40-ish meters. And looked like that was a white card for Eva Pavic. Well done. So as I mentioned, if you're looking at the results, at the moment, Jofi, despite not really pushing herself, is still in the lead for women currently, and currently Andras Choprin is in the lead for men, closely followed by Matej Meiling and Jacek Polak, both with 150 meters. Now for Aida, that's gonna, between Matej and Jacek, it's gonna depend who announced more. So in terms of announcements, Jacek announced 111 meters, so he's probably going to take that second place or third place. Next up, we have Tomasz Polata from Poland, and I believe the other competitor in lane C isn't going to start. That would have been Nara from Brazil, Nara Ishikawa. I know she lives in the UK, but unfortunately, I'm not sure if she made it to. I'm not sure if she made it to Hungary, or not sure if she made it to the pool anyway. Maybe she just chose not to start today. So Tomasz Polata, he's also a veteran of the nOxyCup. I definitely remember him from 2022. I think he was here last year as well, and he trains together with Magdalena Solic-Talanda, and he's a Polish athlete. He's also a pretty experienced athlete. He's been competing for quite a while, and he knows what he's doing. So let's watch his performance. So with me, I have Vidad. We'll just watch Tomasz, and then maybe we can talk a little bit about your performance.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Perfect. Okay. So Tomasz is, as I mentioned, he's a Polish athlete. He has an announced personal best of 112 meters. I'm almost certain that I've seen him do more than that. But we'll see what he does now. Again, my memory or brain is like a sieve.
Yeah, I can definitely relate after just diving, especially.
Do you have freediver brain now, Vidad?
I think a little bit, even though I didn't go so far. Yeah. It's cool to be here around everyone and just seeing these performances. It's super nice.
It's always a great atmosphere. I really, really just enjoy being here. I mean, this morning I didn't have a lot to do because there was no stream, but just sort of hanging out and watching people compete. So Tomasz has just turned at the 50-meter mark.
Yeah, seems to be the case.
And he has a really, I love the long glide. Super nice long glide and very strong leg kicks as well.
Yeah, but nice and straight as well, like straight and relaxed. I've seen some people tend to have like a more open legs after they kick, and just seems super streamlined as well.
Absolutely. He does have a beautiful technique. So he is slowly coming up to the 100-meter turn. And I can see him reaching for the wall there. Nice turn. And he's coming up as well. Holding himself up pretty strong. Big confident okay sign. And he'd look like that looked like a wild card to me, to be honest.
I think so. I didn't quite get a look at it.
You didn't quite get to see
I would assume
yeah.
it was.
So Vidad, how was your swim? Tell me about that one.
My swim was good. I managed to forget my wetsuit at home, so I was shivering quite a lot right before. Managed to relax through it. I did get a PB, which is nice.
Nice, well done.
Yeah.
So you got 55 meters?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was super cool. I've never had the chance to swim in a 50-meter pool. I've only done 25 meters. So definitely shocking not to have the wall there, but I liked getting into the flow a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting swim. Definitely something I'd want to practice a bit more.
For sure. Yeah. I was talking about this at the start that, some people prefer a 25-meter pool so you can do your turns nicely. The turns help you so much. And then some people, like for example, Nushi, I think mentioned that she likes getting into that flow and not interrupted by turns, really.
Yeah, I think I could see myself preferring that as well. I definitely prefer depth because of, the smoothness. You can just sort of get into it and then disappear in the sea. And I think with a longer pool, you might be able to do that if you can get into the relaxation.
Perfect. So meanwhile, we have Miguel Oliveira from Portugal. We have a really cool gang of Portuguese freedivers here. So hello to all the Portuguese people watching, or more like hola. And then we have Felice Tofani from Italy. He wrote some really poetic stuff to me, actually. He said he yearns to escape the comfort zone, challenge his limits, and experience a realm where time bends and each instant is a universe.
What a nice way to put that.
Love that. It's so. I love it when you know, people really eloquently kind of
Hmm.
convey their mind, their state of mind.
Yeah,
their
it's so hard to capture the feeling of just being in the flow of diving. So, yeah, that's a really nice way to think about it.
Definitely. So Felice is now bending time and turned at the 50-meter mark. And we have Miguel Oliveira a small bit faster, already past the 75-meter mark.
Mhm. Yeah, both seem pretty strong and relaxed though.
Definitely.
Very consistent technique so far.
Mm. I feel like maybe Felice is putting a little bit more glide into it, but
Mhm.
Miguel's coming up to the 100-meter wall. I feel like maybe he's speeding up a little. Maybe it's a sign of getting tired. He used to compete, Miguel used to compete in swimming, but
Mhm.
now he's focusing more on apnea, so he kind of doesn't really compete in swimming anymore.
Mhm.
But clearly he's in his element when he's in the water.
Yeah.
He couldn't, when we asked him what his favorite discipline was, he couldn't decide. So this is his first competition since the Belgrade World Championships.
Okay.
And I think Miguel is up.
Yeah.
Oh, keep it up, keep it up. No. The
Oh.
safeties are grabbing him. Are they grabbing him?
Yep.
No, they're looking at him.
Oh no, they're
No, they didn't.
he's still up. Yeah, he's
Still up.
on his own.
He's still on his own. Curious to see what they give him. I'm not as familiar with the Seamass rules as with the AIDA rules.
Mm.
I think,
Yeah, for Seamass, I know it's a bit trickier. I think for how far your head can dip back into the
Mm.
water, but you only have to give the OK sign. So, yeah, I couldn't say, to be honest.
Alicia, there's a bit of a trembling there. He's taking big breaths to try and stabilize himself. And he's
Mhm.
back. He's stable now.
Yeah.
Now for Miguel, I'm not sure. I feel like his chin might have dipped a little bit. I'm not sure if that's actually going to be nice.
White card.
White card, brilliant.
Awesome.
White card for both of them, fantastic.
Oh, that's great.
Brilliant. We have a really tight schedule. We're trying to obviously fit in as many competitors as we can, so we're having starts every 4 to 5 minutes. So when one swim finishes, you're essentially starting the next one pretty much straight away. Next up in lane B, we have András Mayer and Cristina Francone from Italy. There's Cristina now.
Oh, nice arrow position.
Beautiful arrow position, some good shoulder mobility there for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm just waiting for the camera to show András Mayer, who is one of the oxygen apnea athletes. I believe he had a while back, he broke a Masters 1 world record in dynamic no fins. Maybe that was last year.
Oh wow.
I think that
Yeah,
has been
there he
broken
is
since.
turning as well.
So Masters 1, I believe, is the 50 to 60
Mhm.
age group, or 50 to 59
Mhm.
age group. There's Christina now. I can hear the buzzing of a drone above my head. I'm really liking the. So shout out to the drone operators and the streaming team.
Mhm.
I'm loving the shots from above.
Yeah,
It
it's,
looks really cool.
I didn't expect it to be so well done. Like I'm really impressed, to be honest. I'm excited to see the performances later. Like once I'm a bit more fresh.
For
It'll be
sure,
nice to watch them back.
for sure. I love the side by side. So they're both. So Andras is turning at the 100-meter mark. Christina is coming up to the 100-meter mark.
Yeah, turning as well.
Christina is a nurse from Locarno in Switzerland.
Okay.
Actually, she's beating for Italy, but she lives in Switzerland, and she does compete in swimming and fin swimming. This year she decided to train by not training. Instead of having a plan, she just did what feels right. She also mentioned that freediving, you need to train the different aspects or integrate different aspects into your training, like the physical, the mental. You have to test out your equipment, get your buoyancy right, which I guess is probably very similar to other sports as well. So she's come up now. I can see her on the far side of the pool.
Seems really strong though, pretty fresh.
Definitely. And it's
Yeah.
130, 140 meters,
That's
thereabouts.
super impressive. Come up looking so good after that.
That's brilliant. Love her swimming cap there. Octopus going on in her swimming cap. Andras Meyer is still going.
Oh, yeah, he's got to
Fast.
160.
Come on. So white card, I'm hearing some applause. So that's probably a white card for Cristina Francona. We're going to see her results shortly. Andras Meyer is up, very close to the 175-meter mark, sort of closer to, so maybe 160-ish meters, 160, 165, thereabouts. Focus, white card, nice. Woohoo! Very nice. Very, very nice. Lots of applause for Andras Meyer. Obviously, he is a crowd favorite, the crowd being the Hungarian freedivers and friends. So that was brilliant. So his announced personal best was 160 meters.
Okay.
And I'd be curious to see, Christina got 132 and the white card. So I'm just kind of waiting to see
Yeah,
what
if it's a new
what
PB,
Andras
but
gets.
possibly.
Could be a new PB. Again, what you saw on the screen as an estimate of 170 meters, it's just an estimate. We're going to see the official results shortly,
Okay.
hopefully. So before the next start, which is going to be in about 1 minute, you mentioned in the survey that you moved to the UK recently.
Yeah, so I just started my master's in mathematical sciences.
Wow.
I moved to the UK like 3 weeks ago, pretty much.
And
I've
then you
been-
flew back here for a competition.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the stress.
Not the best plan I've ever had, to be honest. But I'm glad to be here for sure, even though my performances aren't great. And it's a great motivator, I think, to keep training.
You mentioned it's a bit difficult. You don't really have buddies at the moment in the UK. Whereabouts in the UK are you?
I'm in Durham, so it's northeast. It seems to be the least popular place for freedivers in the UK.
Interesting.
But yeah, I'm hoping to get some people interested, maybe some of the water polo team or the swimmers, just so I can have a buddy to train with. And then I know a few people around, so maybe I can plan some short trips or visits.
Make sure to get in touch with the British Freediving Association.
Yeah, yeah.
See if maybe they know of a club. Meanwhile, speaking of British freedivers, we have, unfortunately, Alice Hickson isn't here today. She was due to compete in the same heat as Michael Sadovic. Michi Sadovic, you can see him, you can see him turning at the 50-meter pool now. This guy, I just want to be half as stylish as him. I like always in love with his outfits. He's wearing these colorful tie-dye crop tops.
Oh, that's
Just
fantastic.
he's such a character.
I
He
haven't
is.
had the pleasure to meet him yet.
I'll introduce you to him. He's such a character. He was hanging out with the Hungarian competitors at the Kaunas AIDA World Championships. So got to hang out with him there, and he is also. I think I said you're a smart cookie, based on your studies and your studying maths.
Yeah.
And so is he. He's a neurologist.
Wow. Oh, that's fantastic.
So he's he's. I don't know, is the neurologist the same as a brain surgeon? But he's smart anyway.
Yeah.
And he's a great character. I really hope for a lovely performance for him. He's coming up to the 100-meter mark now.
Yeah, seems good so far. Seems like a lovely one to watch at least.
He's going pretty strong and pretty powerful. Actually quite fast, but also puts in some decent glide, like really good buoyancy. And you can see just how far he glides with just the one arm stroke. Though I am getting the impression that maybe he's getting a little bit tired. I'm not sure why. But maybe the glide is a little shorter than it was. Maybe there's less power in the arm strokes now. He is a German freediver, but he lives in Vienna in Austria. So I believe I remember seeing a picture of him on the podium at the hydrodynamic just 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Like a lot of athletes here, he competed there as well. So we've a lot of the Austrians who would have competed on their home turf, and they came over, and a lot of the Hungarians went across the border to compete there as well. Come on, Mishi, don't push it too far now. Coming up to 167, 170-ish. That's what we're estimating anyway. Come on, up.
Him up. Oh, looks good, I think.
Looks good. Really strong
Yeah.
recovery breaths.
Definitely keeping his head out of the water.
Feels like there was just a touch of a trembling, I think,
Yeah, but definitely
his-
handled it well. Like he looks calm now.
for sure.
Hey, and white card.
Nice. I'm going to see if maybe I can give you some intermediate results. At the moment, obviously, Andras Choprin was in the lead, but I'm curious to see how that'll change with Michael's performance now. I'm not seeing his Michael's performance in the official sheet yet. However, next up we have Andrej Ropret from Slovenia, and we have Nenad Pavkovic from Serbia.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, top time.
So Nenad lives in Subotica. He does equestrian sports. He said in his survey that his family decided that he'll be the first athlete in the family, but because the equestrian sports weren't working that well, he started freediving.
Guess that's still an athlete, right?
Totally.
Yeah, I think it works.
It works, fingers crossed. So Lisa says, go Nenad. Go Nenad. And here we go. So they're coming up to half the pool. Some really good glide from Nenad, although maybe that's just due to the camera perspective that that drone is a little bit more zoomed in than Andrej's one.
Yeah, it could be. They're both waiting a while though to move for sure.
Some really nice turns as well. But we all know that it's kind of the end of the day. It's going to start getting exciting.
Yeah, some really big numbers, looks like.
Big numbers and big names indeed. I mean,
Yeah.
Nenad's announced personal best is 200 meters. So let's see if he gets to that. He also said that he hates static. So I was chatting to Zsófi Törőcsik, who unfortunately got a red card for his static this morning. And I think we were looking at my notes on one of the athletes who also hates static. And she said, oh, my soulmate. So anyone who hates static, talk to Zsófi. You're her soulmate.
I'm trying to not hate static, so I don't know if that would be the best decision. Maybe we can get good at it together, though.
Absolutely. It's a good idea to try and not hate discipline. I remember reading in one of the surveys, I think one of the athletes mentioned that static just has nothing to do with diving, but at the same time, you might say static is the basis of all breath holds.
Yeah, I mean, if
you're
you glide long enough, it is sort of a static.
And I did watch an athlete previously, and he was super slow, and I thought, that's almost like doing a static, just really long glides, really, really slow. If you have a good breath hold, you can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, especially just being comfortable with the feelings that come up. It's sort of a way to isolate the training if you want to think of it like that.
Definitely. So here's Andre coming up to the wall at 150, touching the wall and coming up, holding on to the wall. He's grabbing the ladder. And he's standing. Maybe this was his plan, that he was going to stand at the end of the pool to help himself out. Oh, showing that he's standing. There's Nenad. Showed the okay sign.
Yeah.
180 something.
And seems, seems fresh enough at least.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened there at Andre. He was showing something to the judges below him, and I saw the safety dive down. Not sure if somebody dropped a nose clip or something like that. But yeah, great performances. I don't think Andreas Choprin is in the lead at all anymore. Well, maybe not the first place, second, third, maybe. He's looking at me now.
Yeah.
Can't just talk behind his back because he's looking at me. I'll have a look at the results now in a second. So we've had Michael Sadovic, 175 meters. That was his announced personal best. So well done to Michael. And I'm still waiting for the official results for Andre and Nenad. So Nenad is 189 meters white card.
Nice.
Brilliant.
Does that put him in the lead, I guess?
I think so far it puts him in the lead. I'm being careful with my words because we have people with announced personal bests of well over 200 meters. We have Goran Čolak and Boris Milosic.
It gets better throughout the day, like you said. So
absolutely.
Super exciting.
The long swims are going to happen at the end of the day. Vidad, thank you so much for talking to me.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Great to have you here in Hungary.
Yeah, and it's a lovely place.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming along. And I'll chat to you later. We'll find someone to train with in the UK, I'm sure. I'm nearby in Ireland, but not close enough to train with, unfortunately.
I do have one of my friends is actually in Ireland, but
okay.
Yeah, maybe I'll visit sometime. We can plan a thing.
We can plan a thing, for sure. Make sure it's in the summer, and then we can plan dive in the sea.
Nice and warm-ish. Warm enough, maybe.
Good underwater marine life. Anyways, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
So next up, in lane A, we have Boris Milosic, and in lane D, we have Goran Čolak. So Goran is he's just started his season after the summer break. So this is kind of a check-up competition for him to see how far he can get. And they're both Croatian athletes. Goran is a household name in freediving. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing what performance he'll do today. Boris lives in, so Goran lives in Zagreb, and Boris lives in Split, both in Croatia. And for Boris, he said the freediving is the center of his life. He spends a lot of time in the sea, and he only did one competition, but 4 disciplines in one day since Belgrade, the Belgrade Seamass World Championships. So he's curious to see what he can do now. So am I. I'm curious as well. So Goran is coming up to the, steadily coming up to the 50-meter mark. With me in the commentator's corner, I have András Sopranyi. Hello.
Hello, Esther. Hello for the viewers.
Boris, you have a lot of people rooting for you. Really, really nice and relaxed there. So interesting to see people's different strategies on how, whether they go fast or slow, or whether they go deep or they go a little shallower. And Boris's movements are really nice and slow. It's like he's in the water. Oh, wait, he is in the water. But, you know, he's maybe treating this swim a little bit like a static as well.
This is approach always before super long dives.
Super long dives and the super slow dives as well.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And what about Goran? Do you know anything about his approach?
Long distance dives.
Long distance dives.
Record.
Absolutely. It's great to have him here. It's, again, I always say this every year.
This is first time for Goran.
Here in nOxyCup.
Yes. Boris came last year for sure. I think this was first time. This is his second.
Brilliant. I know last year there was a last-minute venue change where we moved to this fantastic pool, which was so great. And I'm so happy that they'll have us back again.
It turned out great. We were scared for the competition when we heard.
It's brilliant. So Goran is coming up to the 100-meter mark now. I think we'll see a world record. No, probably not, actually. Because he did say this is a checkup competition. It's unlikely to be doing a world record.
And also the world record pretty high. Not that Goran is not capable, but it's like high.
What is that in no fins and Seamass?
Look at Boris. It's super deep.
That looks like Goran has surfaced.
Quite conservative. For him. Oh,
Boris, come on.
Oh.
Come on. Keep it together. Keep it together. Oh.
It was on the edge, but I think he made it. We'll see the judges. That was a funny dance.
That was an interesting little dance for sure. I think he managed to rescue that in the end. I didn't see his head dip at all, but certainly on the edge for him. It looked like he was quite close to the 200-meter mark, but not quite reaching it. Yeah, we have the sun streaming in the beautiful, huge windows. So I'm sure camera people are cursing. But it's just illuminating the pool in the most magnificent way. Next up is our final heat. You want to stay and watch this with me?
Yes.
Should be really exciting. So we have the magnificent Magdalena Solish-Talanda and the amazing Julia Kozerska. They have both been to how many nOxyCups now? Magdalena's definitely been here for, this is at least her third.
They say something is wrong with my voice. Maybe I was just not loud enough, because I hear myself super loud, but
I'm sure it's okay. I can hear you pretty well.
okay, all right.
So we can see Julia on the screen now. Julia has been here how many times? nOxyCup?
I think it's her second time. Last year she came before. I don't think so. So I think it's her second time. And yeah, Magdalena is our masquerade athlete here every year. So it's her fourth time in Budapest. She did world records, one in 2021 in no fins, and one in 2022 in bifins. I hope I not mix up those together, but for sure it was one dolphins and one bifin dive.
Plus 10 seconds.
World record.
I remember seeing her world record. I think it was in the Ohio Shawfreight, so it would have been 2022 because I was there and it was in the Ohio Shawfreight. But I think it was.
Which discipline was it?
Oh, maybe it was bifins or one
Yeah, so first year was an dolphin
Maybe.
record, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's see them.
She's our emotional support world record holder. It's so lovely to have her back here, and it's brilliant to have Yulia as well. It's always great, like I said, and I'll say this and I'll say it again. When you're a complete beginner and you start the day maybe in the first heat, and then you get to swim alongside and compete alongside these fantastic world-class athletes. And it's just brilliant to kind of watch how they prepare and how their technique is. So we can see them both coming up to the 50-meter mark, coming back from 50 meters.
They swim roughly with the same pace. They're also rather on the slower side of the spectrum compared to Jofi, for instance.
We were talking about her speed, and she was saying, oh, when I'm swimming, I always feel like I'm so slow, and then when I surface, everybody is telling me that I need to slow down.
Oh, yeah. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
That's her secret.
That's her secret. So Magdalena's coming up to the 100-meter mark. Obviously a beautiful, beautiful technique. I love what she told me in the survey. So she's a part-time teacher, but she also does online freediving coaching. And she has some really cool grandma hobbies, like doing puzzles and riddles and cooking and baking and gardening. And you're world-class top athlete, and you're also like a Polish grandma enjoying her baking and cooking, and I love that. And Yulia is just an absolute powerhouse. Just watching her swim and perform, and she just makes these ridiculously long swims look so easy. It's unbelievable. So I'm really looking forward to see. I mean, let's face it, these two ladies are quite likely to take the podium for women in no fins, I'd imagine.
Yeah, probably, yes.
I mean, it's a high likelihood, and they are such experienced athletes that I don't really think I've never really seen them make mistakes. Here in the nOxyCup, which is, I guess, a relatively low stakes competition, as far as they're concerned, right at the start of the pool season, but after the two World Championships. Oh, almost came underneath. Magdalena almost came underneath the rope. He's up.
Very
strong,
confident.
Strong and confident. That's, where is she? She's at maybe 160.
Yeah, somewhere around. Yeah.
160-ish. Okay, yeah, that was a good estimate. Brilliant. Some applause. So she got a white card. Well done to Magdalena. And Yulia is still swimming. And she surfaced.
It seems like Zsófia won.
I guess. She's looking a little unhappy.
Barely breathing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Me after a 50 meters dive.
Like I said, she makes it look easy. Even though obviously she wasn't pushing herself and didn't really have any aims or goals for this competition.
She doesn't seem super happy for this white card.
Yeah, she didn't seem, I mean, yeah. I'm not sure. I'm trying to read her face. Magdalena is getting the kisses from everyone. There's Tomasz Polata as well from the fellow Polish teammate. And
let's talk about a little bit,
yeah,
if we can,
we can.
the Hungarian team, because
of course.
You heard what András Mayer just did. I was screaming here and applauding him.
Okay, what tell me?
Okay, he just set a new world record.
New world record.
He's not here because now he's with the anti-doping agents.
Very good.
And
he did mention that he set a world record previously in no fins in the Masters 1 category. When was that?
So last year.
He
set a new world record in Masters 1 in 55 meters pool, which was the last time when it was accepted after the competition.
The 25 meter pool.
Yeah, after the competition, Seamass decided to cancel 25 meters world records. And this year, he just set a new world record in Masters 1, like overall, so in big pool. And set it like with 2 meters or so. It was, I think, if I'm right, it was 265.5, and he just did like 269 or so, and he was
269.
right. It was almost
269. No fins. 169.
No, yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
It's my brain. So everything is one.
Yes. Okay.
One.
So
Sorry,
169 meters.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
so 159 last year in 25 meters pool. The current world record was previously in big pool was 165.5, and he just did. Can we see?
169.
169. Yeah, the 69 was correct. Of course, it's not 200 meters. Sorry, everyone. I just got confused. So yeah, it means
world record for
world record, yes, and this is today's second world record.
Because first we had a Masters 2 static world record for Pilar
Exactly,
Casquillo.
for female world record, yes,
Wow.
by Pilar.
Amazing. That is brilliant.
So I think I'm the happiest guy today, or maybe András Mayer is also super happy for his world record, but for me as the team leader, one world record for András, one huge personal best for Rofia, and some nice dives. We've seen today also my dive was all right, not record, but I felt good.
Brilliant.
So I think I'm very satisfied and so happy. And I can see now Magdalena is here,
waiting.
so I think...
Thank you so much, András. Congratulations.
Thank you, thanks for the
I'm
opportunity.
so happy. World record, 2 world records at the nOxyCup. You heard it here, folks.
This is a world record in nOxyCup, because this is the first year when we have so far 2 world records, and we have one more day.
One more day.
Okay.
Tomorrow. Awesome. Thank you so much, András.
See you guys. Thank you.
So stay with us, folks. I have Magdalena Solis-Chalanda with me. Hey, Magdalena. Hello.
Hello. Good to see you again.
Good to see you again. Welcome back to nOxyCup. I think András mentioned it, like you're our mascot, or you're our emotional support world record holder.
Thank you very much. It's so kind. Firstly, if I can,
sure.
I would like to say big thank you for all my fans. I send big hugs for my family, kisses for Pushka, and I would like to say big thank you for organizers, for all the staff, to having me next year again. So I appreciate a lot.
We're always happy to have you. It's brilliant to have you back. So you mentioned that you weren't. I'm trying to find my notes. You're obviously it's the start of the season for you. What were your hopes for today? You got 160 meters and white card.
Yes, I'm so glad for today's results. I was a little bit stressed because the pool is challenging for me because it's 3 meters depth. So I don't have too much opportunity to dive in that kind of pool. So I'm so happy that I did with, but I'm a little bit tired after this DNF. In the morning today I did a static 5 minutes and 38 seconds. So to start in 1 day, it's hard, but I did it and I'm super happy.
That is brilliant. I'm so happy for you as well. What are your plans for the rest of the winter and the pool season?
After this competition in the middle of November, I'm going to the hub with my buddy, with Tomek, for do some depths again. And then after came back home, I have to start strongly train on the pool because I'm preparing to 3 very big competition next year. So this is Polish Nationals and next Seamass World Championships. And in the end, we have a World Cup in China, so in Chengdu. So it will be horribly long season for me.
Horribly long season, but I'm sure you're gonna do some amazing dive, and I can't wait to watch you do the dives. Are you gonna stream the Polish Nationals?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but I'm really glad that I can be here again to meet a lot of faces from all the world. This is a nice opportunity to be here. It's a really good atmosphere here, and every year, because first time in 2021 I was here, was a very small competition, but now it's a huge competition on a very high level. So I'm glad to be here, to be a part of this huge event.
And you've seen it grow year on year, I think, because it's your third time at fourth time at Noxy.
Yes. I'm on nOxyCup since it begins. So
please come again next year.
Thank you for this is an invitation.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. It's an invitation. I don't really have the power to invite you, but yes, it's an invitation. I don't care. I'm sure Bochko will agree with me.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Magdalena, thank you so much for talking to me. Best of luck tomorrow. I hope you'll do a dive.
My best discipline and my favorite discipline, bifins, I'm going tomorrow. So we will see.
Yes. You know. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing the bifins. You know, if it goes well, feel free to come back and have a chat with me. And again, great to have you back.
Thank you.
And best of luck for tomorrow. Thanks a million for talking to me.
much.
And guys, this is the end of the first day of nOxyCup. So we've finished with dynamic no fins. We are going to be back with you tomorrow morning at around 9:15 a.m. Hungary time. And we're going to have dynamic with the monofin and dynamic bifins, as Magdalena mentioned. The bifins is her favorite discipline. So make sure you tune in, not on the same link, but on the same channel. And I shall see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching.
When we're embarking on a new adventure, discovering what our mind and body are capable of, we cannot learn to trust in ourselves without first finding trust in our surroundings. The introduction of freediving can be a life-changing experience. Double K wants to grow with you. We provide you the support to focus inward, let your worries disappear and just breathe. We lend you our experience to achieve your full potential and share your energy and excitement. We're part of one team. Together, Double K.